up?
Hey, I was trying to see if you can go on thing, make sure it's working, you can hear it good.
Oh, you mean twitch.tv/gaming_LSX?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go look at it in a second. That's right, we got a 1966 Lincoln Continental. 4-door with the suicide rear doors slammed. Yeah, this thing's sitting on air ride. What we're doing to this is we're doing the entire exhaust from the manifolds back and redoing it where he could completely slam it without worrying about the exhaust dragging on the ground. I'll give you a quick walk around of the car real fast. But yeah, any of you at home that are watching right now, we got 2 viewers. Say hi to Twitch, everybody. Say hi to YouTube. The voice guy. What's up, Callie? Say hi to YouTube. Anyways, give you a quick walk around of everything real quick. We're going to get some better shots of the car once we get done and get it outside. Yup. Bam. So we're going to go ahead and get this bad boy lifted up in the air here soon and start working on the exhaust. So I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so we finally got gas yesterday from the company. We got a whole brand new tank over here that we're going to be hooking up here soon. Like I said, that's the reason why we've been stopping doing what we're doing, because we had no gas for the welder because we were out of argon. Now we got more, we're ready to go. So the person that's actually doing the exhaust is not my dad, it's Johnny. So I'm going to show you what's going on here. See, one of the things that he had a problem with is the gasket on the manifold where it bolted up to it was bad. It was leaking. It was really, really loose. He's replacing the donut gasket in it, and he's going to tighten it back up. See, but this is what we're trying to fix right here. See, it was hanging too low down when he fully dropped it on its frame. So we're going to try and get it as tucked up against the frame as we can with the new exhaust on both sides. See how much more room you have up there. See how it's damaging the bottom of this one right here. Okay, so that's what he's going to be doing. That's the reason why we're doing manifold back on this job. See how he took it apart from the manifold there and from the manifold there. Where he's probably going to cut it is right up close to it and then remake it all the way back, tucking it up against the body and then bringing them both right in through here and try and make it nice and perfectly straight and flush up against it. He went ahead and cut the exhaust here and here. Alright, and if you continue back to the stop mufflers, we got round 40s for this thing. They're going to go right up in here. And then he wants it out the actual back of the car still. So we're going to try and see if we can still do that for him. Like I said, Johnny's the one that's doing this. Johnny's a little camera shy, you guys. I'm not going to be recording while he's doing the work. I'm going to be recording in between him doing things and showing you what he's doing. You've already seen my dad do a couple exhaust systems. So this one right here should be a pretty neat one. Y'all get to see how Johnny does his work. And then we'll get a finished product afterwards and do a little cinematic at the end because this is a sexy ass car. But I'll be back in a second, you guys. Alright. So he figured out what to do with the manifolds because it wasn't wanting to go all the way up on it. Now, problem is this is like 1960s technology, and we can't recreate this acorn type shape with the bender because we don't have the proper die set to do it. And what was going on is if you see that little bit of a lip down there at the bottom was keeping it from going completely up against the manifold to where it could seal. So what he did is he flipped this around. Now the only thing is it's got a cone shape, if you can see it, on the inside of that flange, but it's only flat on this side. So what he's worried about is that when he decides to fully slam down, is if this gets any pressure on it, it'll actually crush that. But we shouldn't have a problem because he's got this side tightened all the way up, and with the way that he did the exhaust pipe for this side, it'll be tucked up past these bolts, which if you look at the bolts, there's very minimal, if any, scrapes on them. So it'll be past the point to where he'd have to worry about that. So he's got the manifold part figured out on it, and he's ready to finally get doing the rest of the exhaust on it. It's taking a while to do that because we were trying to figure out what we could do, what he could do about fixing it. But now that he's got it figured out, he's going to finish doing the exhaust coming this way, run it along the side of the frame right here, bring it around and go down the center of the tunnel to where the two mufflers are going to sit, one here, and then dump out. So as soon as he gets a little bit more done, I'll bring it back and show you guys what's going on with it. And then I think once we get the full exhaust on it with hangers, we're going to slam this thing back down all the way down on the ground and make sure that it clears the way it's supposed to clear, and he won't ever have any issues out of it. Hopefully it'll sound a little bit better too. So I'll bring you back when we get a little bit more done, you guys. Alright, we're back. Johnny got a little bit more done to it. Like I said, he's got those two pieces ran up in there the way they need to be with brand new bolts. So we went ahead and started working on the actual exhaust itself. Swelled up piece of 2-inch, put it on the end. Nice straight, got a bend to it. It's all nice and tight and neat up against where it needs to be, so that when he lays it out, it's not going to touch or anything. On both sides he's got it done like that. Now he's just working on getting it set for the rear and seeing exactly what the gapping and everything needs to be on this. And then he's going to be putting the mufflers in back and then doing turnouts that go out towards the back tires. So got a little bit more done to it, got a little bit left more to go. As soon as we get more done, I'll record some more for you guys, and then we'll get into doing the video of it running and a little cinematic showing off the car. Alright, so Johnny has gotten one side tacked in how we're going to do it, except for the actual turn down part. I just helped him out with the spacing on everything. If you actually look at it, this is complete one-off exhaust of how this is done. The next one probably won't even look anywhere near close to what this is, but he's got everything tacked up on this side. Like I said last time, he just had the pipe kind of sitting here. Now he's got it sitting at the height where it needs to be at. He's got this pipe tacked in right here that goes into the muffler. You always do an overlap, so this will overlap this pipe for flow because it'll flow better through. Same thing here, how he's got it tacked over, flow through. And then the same thing on the actual part of that itself. If you look at it, every bit is done just like that all the way back, so you get a good flow. So he's got a few more things left to do on it. We got to figure out a few more ways to get this to set right, so that when he does decide to slam it all the way down on the body itself, it does not scrape the exhaust or hit the exhaust. Luckily, the lowest point for the rear is always going to be the leaf spring, so long as we're not lower than this leaf spring, we're good. On the front though, the lowest point is about an inch below, but it's actually these bolts is the lowest point, but so far it's right above those two bolts, those 3 bolts on each side, so it should be good. Get a little bit more done and I'll bring it back to you guys so you can see how it looks. She is fully welded in. All we gotta do is turnouts, but got hangers down here in the back side are all welded up. It's firmly welded up around where the actual mufflers go. These 2 pipes are welded up for the connections for the turnout to the muffler, and then you got a solid connection all the way down and all the way back up to the manifold. It's welded all the way around there. This side's welded all the way around there, and we already went ahead and painted it all up. He's doing 2 more spots, doing a hanger here and a hanger here, just for a center section to keep the vibrations down just a little bit. I mean, it's still gonna have some because it's a lower car. It's slammed. It's on air ride. It's gonna have a little bit of noise issues to it, but all he's got left is the 2 hangers and 2 turnouts, and then he is done. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing outside and play around with some cinematics for you guys. So we're gonna finish up here, and then I'll see you in the cinematic.